over two court cases dealing with rights of assembly. And just real quick, I want to go over a clear and present danger rule and mention a little bit about Finer versus New York and what that case was all about. And then I just want to go over your assignment. When we're done with that, you should be good. Everybody should have the assignment finished then. Yeah, great. And that's it for today, okay? So let's work on the bell ringer, and then when we're done with that, we good to go. All right, here we go. So, clear and present danger rule. What is it? We did talk a little bit about this when we mentioned uh, previous speech. So, what is it? What is it? So, Finer versus New York. This was a man in 1949 in New York City talking about civil rights, okay, for minority groups. And as he was up on his soapbox, so to speak, he was yelling out to the public about how many of the officials, political officials in New York City, like the mayor, and even the president of the United States, President Truman, wasn't doing enough for African Americans during his time. Again, what laws were still established in the South at the time? What laws? Right, it's separate but equal, so segregation. What were these laws called? Yeah, the Jim Crow laws, good. So he's describing the issues here in the United States and pretty much calling out the leadership at the time. In doing so, there are some people that weren't really for his freedom of speech, for his talk. And it looked like there was a fight about to break out. So the cops came, broke it up, and as they broke it up, he's saying, listen, I'm trying to fight for civil rights. Like, hey, great and all, but it was leading to a fight, it was leading to violence. And if it's creating a clear and present danger, then this assembly, this freedom of speech gets cut off. Okay. So because this was causing an uproar, because this was causing violence, that is why this speech was cut short. Does that make sense? So if there's a mad group of people, a mob, you guys know what a mob is, right? There's a mob of people coming in order to try to shut this thing down. Or looking to cause harm or danger. Then the assembly can be pretty much shut down. So what do you think? You think this is right? You think this is justified? What do you think, Yori? I didn't see you. I hope you watched the video. You didn't watch the video. Man, oh man. Anyway, you think this is justified? Do you think if there's an angry mob coming to, let's say, an event where you're speaking at, whatever you're speaking about, maybe it's for a good cause even. Right, there's a mob coming to shut this thing down, cause harm, looking to beat up people that are there at the event. Do you think that's the right to be shut down? Do you think the cops can come in and break this thing up and say, hey, sorry, I know it's your freedom of speech, but off the stage? What do you think?
Yeah,
You think so?
yeah, no, a little bit,
Okay, well,
it's like, you have like. So that's like the kind of stuff.
and if people are there that want to hear it, then yeah, and then, that should be okay, it should be right. But you think they have the ability to pull it down? You said yes. You said they have the authority, let's say the cops, to shut this thing down. And the reason for it is if it does become violent, right? So if there are people saying, hey, I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy because he's going to this event that Yari's talking at. Right, all right, Yari, saying what? Anyway, if that occurs, and if it looks like it's gonna be dangerous, if it looks like there's violence or a fight's gonna break out. Then you can understand why they'd say, okay, let's shut this thing down. Maybe at a different time, maybe at a different place, we can have a reestablished meeting or assembly. All right, good. All right, so with Finder versus New York, that's just a good example of how this clear and present danger rule comes in effect. All right, so let's go over the assignment. Again, if you didn't do it, here's your chance. Easy layup here. All right, so what you're going to do is read the following directions, determine which you think require a permit, which would probably be against the law, and which would be held with no limitations at all. So when it comes to these assemblies, more or less, you're just determining if it needs a permit or not. All right, so let's go over number one. What do we think? What do you think here? Olivia, go ahead. Yeah, good job, right? So transportation's important. So with number one here, you would need a permit for it just because if you're blocking up Main Street and let's say there's a fire down the street, down the road, right? The fire trucks won't have the ability to get to the fire. Or the ambulance is coming through. Someone got hurt, or there's an accident, right? They need to have that open in order for, right, the ambulance to make their way. Now, if you had a permit, that means you communicated with the community, right, with the leadership there to say, hey, I want this on, let's say Broad Street here. I know it says Main Street, but Broad Street, like a parade. So like the Halloween parade, you guys know what I'm talking about? So in case there is an emergency down the road where they have to use Broad Street for whatever reason. I mean, they have other avenues, other routes already designed to get to the place they need to get to. So that's why it's important to have a permit if you're gonna be on a public property, public road. Because that gives the opportunity for these emergency crews to have other design routes to get where they need to get to. Does that make sense? So it requires a permit for number one. Is there anything else to add? Yar, you got that? You know what I'm talking about with the assignment, since you didn't watch the video lesson? All right, good. Two, hold a demonstration in the company's employee cafeteria. Ooh, all right. So what do you think here? So demonstration, I mean, I don't know what it could be, but it could be like an uproar, could be something about workers' rights, pay, whatever. Caden?
I'd say, yeah, being held in specific companies. Okay, well, it's private property. It's not like a public property though. So, okay,
There are a group of people who's going to destroy a cafeteria. They are, that is what they're doing. And they would need like a permit.
okay, all right. I mean, if it was a public area, then yeah, but since it's a private area, like a business, like a private industry, a private business, those laws are a little different, right? So if it was like in the park, or let's say on this, like, up here in the community area, like a park, right? Then they would need a permit. But since it's at like the business, a private industry, then technically you can't really get a permit for that because it is private property. Does that make sense? Does Ari have something?
Private property, so if the owners are okay with it, then they don't need a permit.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's one of those things like if you're on the sidewalk, then yeah, because the sidewalk's a public access place and a walkway. So Caden, then yeah, with the permit, just going back to what you were saying, Azara, what did you say again?
Like cafeteria one,
Yeah,
needs a permit because it's private property and if the owners are okay with it, then they don't need a permit.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, so you won't need a permit for this. I mean, obviously, they're not going to be too happy about it. Let's say you're an employee at the business and you're trying to fight for better pay and compensation or benefits. I mean, obviously, they're going to look at me like, oh, you're not happy with us? All right, beat it, get out of here. Or let's say you don't even work at the business. That's like you sneaking into a movie theater, stealing popcorn, and then complaining about the popcorn price. It's like, how does this even happen? You know? So, in other words, yeah, you don't need a permit for this. Is it against the law? Probably, depending on who you are, right? If you're not even working at the business and trying to cause an uproar with the workers, then yeah, right? You're causing a disruption in the workplace. All right. 3, invite company officials to a meeting at a group member's home. What do we have for this one? What do you think? Is that hand? No. Caden?
So they gave you permission.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Yeah. So, I mean, this is not breaking any law. There's no limitations here at all, right? You don't need a permit for this because it is at someone else's home, right? It's their private property. So you're inviting company officials over to a meeting at someone else's home. It's not like a public place, right? You can have that meeting wherever, right? In other words, it's your home, it's your rules, whatever you decide. It's like inviting the principal, Ms. Walshaw works over to talk about discovery at your house. It's like, is it breaking the law now? Right? It's a little strange, I guess, right? It's like, hey, why don't you just do it at school? But it's one of those things, you don't need a permit. You're not breaking the law. There's no limitations here at all. Good. All right, demonstrate on the sidewalk in front of a company's headquarters. What do you got, Azara?
With walkway and hindering the.
Okay. All right. So you think you need a permit for this? Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Charlotte, what do you think? I know you're making a face. I thought that means you had an answer. Do you agree with Azara? No. What do you think? Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, with the sidewalk, it is public access. So this one is a little tricky just because it's one of those things like you are blocking the public walkway. So let's say someone needs to walk that way and maybe they're handicapped, right? They're coming down with a wheelchair, right? Technically, you don't need a permit for this because you're on the sidewalk, but just make sure you're out of people's way. Does that make sense? I mean, if you go on the road, look out. And if you're blocking traffic, then that's a problem. But in other words, you're not causing any harm. You don't really need a permit for this. You should check with like local rules. Like maybe some areas are a little more strict than others, but If you're on the sidewalk, you're good. Again, if someone's trying to get through, you need to have that open, but you technically don't need a permit for it. All right, 5. Place job application forms on the cars of company management officials as a form of protest, suggesting that management is disliked and should apply for a job at another company. So more or less, you're looking at the company officials and saying, "You guys stink. I want you out of here. Here's job applications. Get a new job." So what do you think? What do we think here? This one might be tricky too. Zara, you got your hand? Go ahead.
Because I don't think it's illegal to put papers on someone's car as long as it's not damaging the property.
Okay. All right, that's a good point. So someone's car is private property. It is. And if you're placing something on it, and it's one of those things like a lot of people do it anyway. Like a lot of people put flyers underneath your, or like advertisements underneath windshield wipers. You see it all the time. You technically shouldn't do that, but it's one of those things like no harm, no foul, I guess. When it comes to free speech, you have the ability to say what you want in many ways, like get a new job. That's pretty much what they're saying here. I mean, it's probably against the law though, if you think about it, because it is someone's private property. Because what would happen, let's say if the application, it was raining out, smeared all over the windshield, something crazy happened, right? Person got in their car, they couldn't see because it was smeared on their windshield and they crashed in it. I know it's a crazy, crazy scenario, but whoever put that on the windshield could be liable for it because you placed it on someone else's property. I don't know. That one's tricky, but probably against the law. Probably someone could get in trouble for this, even though you're trying to advocate saying that they stink, you don't like them, but it is your free speech and all. But since it's on someone's private property, their car, well, probably pushing it. All right. Is that it? Is that all of them? Whoa, look at that. We got through it all. All right. Is there any questions, guys? Good with everything? Okay. Yari, current event for Friday. Okay. All right. End of the week here. If you need any help, let me know. I actually can help you. We got some time.
Just the last week. How we're doing.
For current events?
Yeah.